Welcome to Cooking with Andrea. I'm excited. I'm always excited. I love to eat, so I'm excited. We're making seafood po' boys. We're going to have shrimp, beautiful large shrimp, scallops. We have our good bread, lettuce, tomato, pickle, got some dredging, and I got my cup of oil in my pan to fry with. We're going to go ahead. I'm going to get everything chopped up, and we'll be back. Welcome back. We took time. I got these tomatoes cut up. There's some pickles. I got the lettuce cut up. So we're good to go on that aspect. I went ahead and took my Louisiana. I usually fry with my Louisiana when I do po' boys. So here it is. I just took a little bit out. Didn't measure it because, like I said, I'm not going to waste any of this good batter. I don't want you guys to waste any batter. It's a couple bucks. Groceries are expensive. So we're just going to do it as we go. I have 2 eggs. I'm only going to make the one po' boy sandwich for you, but we'll end up making 3 at least. And then I'll go ahead and tonight for dinner we'll be using my egg wash. That's why I did 2 eggs. But start out with 1. If you're going to do more than 2, or if you're going to do 4 sandwiches, you might want to start out with 2. It's not like you're going to waste that much egg. But just mix it, get it all incorporated. Okay, so my scallops, I cut my scallops in half. I had some really big, beautiful, fat scallops. My shrimp, I'm going to keep whole like this. I went ahead and cleaned them and took the shell off. So we are good. I put them in the cold water so that they would unthaw so that I could go ahead and get started frying. I have about half a cup, a little bit more than a half a cup of oil. Here in my pan, heating right now. It's perfect. It's getting nice and hot. What I'm going to do is just let it get a little bit hotter, and we're going to make our sauce, our mayo for our po' boy. And then what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and fry them up. It'll take about 2 to 4 minutes to fry them up, so we're good. Got some good buns, some good soft buns. You know, you can get the really large baguettes. Our family prefers not to have that big of a sandwich when we're having dinner because it is big. We don't need more than this. We are all trying to stay on track with eating a little bit more healthier. So I had some extra mayo in my old mayo container, and I always do this when I get on camera is my jars will be empty, or my containers will be empty, and it just makes a mess, and I end up making a mess. Put as much mayo on as you would like. I would do something that looks about this much for at least 2 sandwiches, but like what I said, I'm only making 1. Depends on how much you like mayo and spread on your sandwiches. So it's all up to you and your preference. I'm going to go ahead and get a spoon because I'm going to mix it up like this. And then what I'm going to do is put some Old Bay. That's my little secret, Old Bay. I love Old Bay on everything. It's good. It's so good. It's going to make your mayo just a little zingy, which is good. We don't want it too hot, but we want it to be like Cajun-y. Oh, food in you know, New Orleans and Louisiana and places like that, so good, so flavorful. They got some kick. Oh my gosh. Sometimes your head will just be sweating. You know, good thing you have hair. If you don't have hair, you can see that you're going to sweat. The color of your mayo should be just a little bit, I don't know if you want to call it like orange, pink. Just a little bit. But you don't want too much Old Bay unless you really like your stuff super, super hot. If you do, then put a lot in there. If you don't put a lot. It's going to give it flavoring. I do declare the pan is nice and hot. So I'm going to move the mayo here along with my garlic spread. That's my little cheater there. I love my little garlic spread. So the pan is nice and hot. I'm going to turn it down now just a little bit. I'm going to take my scallop, put it in my egg. And then what I'm going to do is just coat it. I'm going to do another one. I'm going to put quite a few in here, as I just want the egg to stick to the oyster. And I'm just going to take them out. I'm going to use my fingers because I want not a lot of egg to be on there. I'm just doing it so the coating will stick. I don't want them over coated either. You're supposed to be able to taste your seafood and the breading. The breading is supposed to just give you a little zing, a little crunch, so not everything is just one note. So that's what I'm going to do. And I'm just going to take it like that and just coat, just throw it in there. I try to use my fork, but it doesn't work. It's actually easier to use your fingers. And then I'm going to do a couple more in here. My pan is pretty big, so I'm going to do a couple. Now I'm going to do some shrimps so I can show you. I like these shrimps big. The shrimp, in my opinion, should be the star, but it depends on you. You know, a couple weeks ago, my husband wanted po' boys, so we had them, and we did catfish with shrimp, making shrimp our star of our dish. More shrimp, but you know, scallops are really good. My husband loves scallops. So we're going to do scallops, and we're going to enjoy them. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and put these in the pan. It's a little warm in there, but I'm trying not to take all my coating off. You have to be careful when you drop them. A lot of times I'll use my fryer, but you know, when you're frying seafood, I just clean my fryers too. But I wanted you to see it because sometimes it's a little bit easier when I use the pan. And then I have to use my seafood deep fryer. Otherwise, I have to change all my oil after a while because everything will taste like seafood. So I am just going to do it here. My seafood fryer is a double fryer, so that's why I have to be careful. You know, when I use single, when I bring it out to you guys is where I do everything else. No seafood in that one. Okay, it's cooking. Basically, it's about a minute and a half, 2 minutes on each side, or until golden brown. I'm going to put our shrimp in. This is a very easy recipe. I'm going to tell you, I got my shrimp at Save Mart. I wait for the little coupon to come out, automatic deal, and then I go there and we buy it. My husband likes the shrimp. We like the size of the shrimp. And then what we do is just wait for it to come out. We buy one or two, and then this way in our freezer we always have it for a very good price. And it's a very good quality of shrimp too. So that's one thing we like about it. So I'm just going to go like that. And see how I got close. So for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 shrimp and scallops. I had just that little amount. But like I said, batter and stuff like that is expensive. I didn't want you guys spending your money on batters and stuff like that. I'm going to get some more batter. And I'm going to fry. I'm going to wash my hands real fast. And then what we're going to do is we're going to turn our seafood over. And then I'll clean up my mess. Because Lord knows I know how to make a mess. But I always tell people, sometimes a little bit of mess makes everything taste a little bit better. Oh my gosh, these are frying up good. This batter is a good batter. It gives a lot of flavor. You know, you can make your own batter like I have on hand. But sometimes I just like to go to this, and honestly, it's much easier. You know, for me, I don't have to sit there and make it. Now, I do have my own batter made, but you know, eventually it's going to run out. So a lot of times I reserve that batter for my chicken, sandwiches, fried chickens, things like that. Sometimes I do my pork chops like that too, because I like that. I don't do just a traditional breadcrumb for mine. I actually like the way the batter tastes on the pork chop, a fried pork chop. Don't do fried pork chops too often. Most of the time I do a shake and bake or a grilled chicken. I like using our barbecue grill and doing that kind of pork chop. So let's clean up my mess just a little bit. Okay, everything's frying very well. 2 to 3 minutes. Like I said, I've got some extra seafood here, which I'm going to do in a few minutes, but I have enough to make a sandwich. I'd like you guys to see me make the sandwich and you guys be able to recreate it. It's going to taste delicious, inexpensive. Scallops weren't too bad. The bread, I swear, bread's expensive this day and age. I swear, bread cost me like $3 something, but we've got a couple of dinners here worth of bread, so we're good. So I'm just going to go ahead and check my seafood, let it cook just a minute more. Yep, it's going good. It's cooking good. Like I said, 2 to 3 minutes on each side, and you're good to go. Don't want to overcook your seafood, then you'll have just rubbery seafood. Honestly, if your seafood is a hair undercooked, you can't tell. Most people can't tell. But let me tell you, if it's a hair overcooked, everybody can tell. Because the chew is not going to be right. Okay, so now I'm just going to take out one bun. I like my buns to stay nice and fresh. So as I make sandwiches, I normally will take them out one at a time and do it that way. Okay, we're going to take our seafood out. Our seafood is cooked perfectly fine. Look at that. That is gorgeous. See the color? We are fine. Nice, nice, nice. Beautiful colors. And that's what you want on your seafood. Oh, and your shrimps are going to be nice, big, and fat. If you want, you can cut your shrimps in half and just do it that way. But, you know, my family kind of likes them nice and fat. And if my husband wants his cut, then, you know, if they're too big after I bread them, he'll tell me when I go to put them on his sandwich, and we'll be fine and dandy. So make the decision. If you're going to cut your seafood, though, you need to cut it right now, and you want to just hurry and cut it. Beautiful. Look at that. Absolutely delicious inside. Because you want to not make your coating come off. So cut them before if you'd like. But if not, don't worry about it. Cut them after. That's how you feel is what I always say. How you feel. What your family likes. Food, time cooking is very expensive and time consuming. So enjoy when you're cooking. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take just a little scoop of this bread out like this. I just cleaned it. These are actually good buns. I buy these ones. Sometimes I can't buy the ones that are this nice and thin. But see, the reason I do that is I want to scrape it out, and I want to have a little bit more room for my seafood. And I don't want my seafood to fall out. So what I'm going to do is I always cheat and use a little bit of garlic spread, and I just barely put it on. Just barely. It gives it just a little bit of garlic flavor. Not too much, you don't need. And it's kind of smooth, like a little bit of almost like a garlic oil. This stuff is really good. I love it. And this will give you some extra flavoring as well. Now I'm going to take the mayo, and I'm going to put a nice dose here. Not too much, but if you like a lot of mayo, then use as much as you want, because some people do not like sandwiches just because they're so dry. So that's up to you. Like me, I don't like any mayo on mine. I like mine just plain. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the lettuce on first. I cut it in strips because I want to be able to do this with the sandwich. I don't think the star of the sandwich is the lettuce. But a lot of people like it. So what I do is I take and squeeze my sandwich like that. And then, see, it'll get all mayonnaise-y. And it'll just stick really nice. I'm going to put pickles down the middle for a little acid bite, a little tang. And then I sliced my tomatoes real thin. I'm going to take, because my family likes theirs really thin. I'm going to put 3 tomatoes on it, like that. That sandwich is looking beautiful. Now I'm going to grab a plate so I can put it down and put the seafood on it. But I just wanted to show you because every component here plays its part. The tomato, I'm also gonna go ahead and salt and pepper my tomato real fast. Tomatoes need salt and pepper. It just gives it an extra bite and just makes it more enjoyable. So we're ready to go. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my scallops first and yeah, that's my shrimp. That's a shrimp. Now that I cut them, I couldn't tell which one was which. That's why I usually leave mine whole. 4 scallops. Then what I'm going to do is I have room here now that I took a little of the bread out. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to take 4 pieces of shrimp. And like I said, use whatever kind of seafood you like. A lot of people use oysters. My husband eats oysters, but we really don't. So do you see this beautiful poor boy? This thing is absolutely gorgeous. I'm going to take a smaller piece so I can fit him right in here. I'm going to take his other half. So that's about 5. That's a whole sandwich stuffed with just wonderful seafood. This is my po' boy. I encourage you guys to try this. Relatively inexpensive if you watch your seafood. It's fast and easy. It's something different and it's warm. Your family will enjoy it if you guys like seafood. And if you like the content of this video, if you would please like and subscribe, I'd be most grateful. But enjoy your po' boy and thank you.